As you may have heard, Hello Kitty Island Adventure is coming to Switch, PC and PlayStation 4 and 5 in 2025. When I'm recording this video, it's been 4 days since the announcement and I have read every single article and watched every single video that has been released in the meantime. There might be more, there might be some that fall through the cracks, but I read a lot, and so I'm going to go through all the gems and very important things that we learned through some articles. Most of them just republished a PR directly from Sunblink, but a lot of them are actually doing a review because they played at Summer Game Fest and they know more because they talked directly to the Sunblink team. So I'm going to go through this and talk about the things that are new that we learn about the future. So there's new items and new functionalities that we don't know if they will come in the 1.8 coming next week or longer in the future. But there's also things about, I am sure your question is, will I have to buy the game all over again? Is it a subscription? Will I have to start all over again? Will it go off of Apple Arcade? Can I play with my friends if I'm on Apple Arcade and there are something else? We are going to answer all of these questions because when I could not find the answers, I went directly to Chelsea and she told me the rest. Some things are not exactly sure yet how well they do, but it answered most of my questions and I'm very sad about some of them, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so I will go through each of the articles that I have read that have something interesting, and I'm not going to read the whole article but just the interesting part, but I will link all the articles that I'm mentioning in the description and you can go read them all for yourself, and some of them are videos, reviews, same thing, they will be all in the description. So let's go. There's a video from Gaming Trend that says we interview the CCO timeline of Sunblink and Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and that is very interesting because actually we learned nothing in this interview. So I was expecting to see the video interview being amazing, but unfortunately no, but you can put a face to the Chief Creative Officer of Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Gematsu, the only important thing is that before everybody said PC, and Gematsu said Sunblink will release open world adventure game Hello Kitty Island Adventure for Switch and PC via Steam in early 2025, followed by PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. So this is the only one who says via Steam, but I don't think that it will say Steam if it was wrong, so hopefully this is the good thing. And that would make sense. Then the next is CNET, and we read, that includes in-game events linked to holidays, like Valentine's Day, which all players will experience at the same time. Now that the game is coming to other platforms beyond Apple devices, Sunblink faces the extra challenge to update multiple platforms at once. It will do this by rolling out the Apple Arcade version's update on the same cadence, while bundling several in bigger updates for consoles and PC. So this is interesting. That means that on Apple Arcade, we'll keep having the same 6 weeks for a big release, and every 3 weeks or something, you'll have the 0.5 with a smaller event or something like that. But that means that probably they'll bundle maybe 7, 8, and 9 to get there for a DLC or something like that. But I'm wondering if then that means that all the, for example, new characters, new biome, things like that will come later in the DLC, but they will still give for free the Valentine's Day event or whatever smaller event and daily reward, things like that, because that means that it makes no sense to wait and then have Christmas and Easter together, I guess. So I'm not really sure how it will work. And then later in the same article, they said Sunblink has carried over another feature from Apple Arcade, no microtransactions. Instead, there's a mix of free and paid updates, which Sunblink believes will resonate better with their fan base. It's definitely all about making sure that it feels like it's worth the value that you're providing. So, before people are like, yay, I don't want to pay a subscription each month, but then they will get the one game that they paid for a certain price when it's released early 2025, and then if you want to get to the new things, you will have to keep paying for DLCs later. And honestly, I feel that this is worth than paying each month and knowing that each month you'll get these new contents every 3 and 6 weeks. Honestly, I think that making paid DLCs later is a bit sneaky. I mean, if you do like a big game and you know there will be only one big DLC later or even another one in a couple of years or something like that, that's different. But they have plans for making it up until the end of time if people are still playing. So that means that you might pay your game 50 or even 70 bucks like Animal Crossing, but I paid only one DLC that was maybe 30 bucks for the Happy Home Designer or something like that. But imagine that every 2 to 6 months, you'll have to pay another, I don't know, 5, 10 bucks, 20, I'm not sure. But multiple times, knowing that they will keep making that, do you still want to play on those and not on a... I mean, for people who don't have a choice and don't have Apple Arcade, this is fine. But we are talking about people like me who can choose to leave Apple Arcade to start over on something else. So this is not really news info, but I thought that was really interesting. On But Wait though, it's been said, additionally the game manages to capture the balance of being an all ages game. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is accessible to young players. Throughout the weekend, the Sunblink developers opened their couches to the children of workers at the event, which showcased the game's universal appeal. With a BC booth, children could easily navigate the game, and for adults there were rather difficult puzzles to keep them engaged. The ability to offer enough for all age group is excellent and captures the magic of the game. This is really something that I noticed. It is very accessible for children, but also not stupidly uninteresting like most children game, and most people that actually play that are adults. I'm pretty sure there are more adults than kids playing this game, and we are all satisfied because it's really good for adults while being still totally accessible for kids. Here's what we learn on nintendolife.com. Hands-on, Hello Kitty Island Adventure was by far our biggest surprise of Summer Game Fest, so much more than Sanrio meets Animal Crossing. It's off to a good start. Then they said, everything that's available on Apple Arcade version at the time of the Switch launch will be in-game day one on console. So that means that they will not start where we started like 11 months ago. They will start in whatever 2.4, something like that, 2.5, that will be in the time that we will play. And so they will have caught up with us with all the new quality of life things and all the new characters and biomes and everything. Then something very controversial that is said here, but that Chelsea confirmed me that is what has been said before. Sunblink also confirmed to us there will be no microtransaction even when the game launches on consoles, and all currency can be earned in-game. None of the additional updates, character or feature are paid DLC either, than simply free updates added to the game. And that is wrong. Chelsea confirmed made that later. Then on the Globe Eco, one key feature of Hello Kitty Island Adventure is the absence of microtransaction, with a mix of free and paid updates that the studio believes will resonate better with the fan base. Okay, so this apparently is the truth. Here's what Game Rant says. The Nintendo Switch added power over mobile devices could potentially introduce even more events in Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which is absolutely something to look forward to. They have not said anything like that somewhere else. So somewhere else they said that the connectivity or like haptics are different on others and you can have that, but I don't think like long press for actions or something like that. But I don't think that it will do more events in the Switch than in Apple Arcade. I don't think it's the case. I can also check with Chelsea. Chelsea answered me super fast on the Game Rant question, and she said, I think it was just because we talked about how graphical fidelity and VFX will obviously scale based on device power. So folks might see, say, fireworks during the Local Lantern depending on their device spec. but all content will be available on all platforms, just with staggered release times. So I'm wondering, because I have the highest power iPhone, will I be able to get the highest possible specs also? Or just everybody on Apple Arcade will have the same version and people on the Switch will have another version of the quality and added things, not really like events, but added details, things like that. Interesting, she said some different iOS, macOS / tvOS models already have some of these differences, though we obviously try to make them very subtle. Okay, then we have digital trends. And they said, the team also confirms that the PC version will feature mouse and keyboard support on day one. The team at Sunblink expect the PC and PlayStation version to run at 60 frames per second, while the Switch version will run at a locked 30 FPS. While it's still early, Sunblink says that the new version will come with all the content currently available in the mobile game and features synchronized events like holidays. Bigger updates will be mobile first for now, with those changes coming to other platforms after. The console and PC version won't interact with the Apple Arcade release either, as cross-saved will not be supported. We'll talk about that later when Chelsea confirms what this means. Sunblink has some major plans in the work for the game too. The team is currently working on a large 2.0 update that will bring another explorable island to the game. The developer I spoke to also teased that the update will come with an unidentified fine requested feature that's standard in Life Simulator. The port will include that update as the launch after it goes live for mobile player. That should hopefully make it a more robust alternative to Animal Crossing once it launches on new platform. Unidentified fine requested feature that's standard in Life Simulator. Something that is not yet there, that is really missing from Animal Crossing, is terraforming. And so maybe the 2.0 means that they redid the whole island so we can actually terraform and decorate outside or anything, meaning just maybe decorating outside, not building waterfalls or anything, but that would be crazy. And maybe this will be only available in this new island and not the original island, like a sandbox island or something like that. This is only my thing, because what else is missing? Like farming, but we have the flowers, so I think that adding vegetables or anything will not be such a big thing. And I think they don't want to do hunting or combat or anything. So what else is missing apart from decorating outside? Honestly, that would be big enough to make it a 2.0. What are your speculations? Games Hub. The intent is to release it with full content parity with the iOS version, which meant that my introduction to the island was a musically clock full of content with the Gudetama that began in May. I was told that the updates the iOS version sees every 6 weeks will continue, and that any which arrive after the launch of this new port will be available as DLC. I'd wonder how the whole thing would be monetized on these platforms, given that the original iOS version is available exclusively as part of the paid Apple Arcade subscription service. They weren't really ready to talk in details about that yet, beyond stating that it's going to be sold as a premium game with upfront fee, but then paid DLCs later. Then on nordic.ign.com we'll learn developer Sunblink has been supporting and supplementing Island Adventure with free content update since its original release on Apple Arcade almost a year ago, regularly adding new characters from Sanrio's surprisingly deep roster of characters to befriend. While the developer I spoke to didn't confirm any detail about who or what we should expect to see in the future, they promised full parity with the mobile version, day and date when it launches on console and PC next year. Now, in a video from Game Explain, we hear that the multiplayer co-op actually can do 4 people and not just 2.
You can invite people to your island, right?
There is 4-player co-op, that's right. You guys can all glide together, do fun stuff together.
So will that mean that On the PC and consoles, there will be 4 people, but we will be stuck with 2 on Apple Arcade. I know that Chelsea said that I have been working and playing with 8 people together, but it was not ready yet to be published like that. So now maybe they're ready for 4 and I will switch to 4. That will be interesting. We also saw some footage. I don't know if it's the footage from their play session or the footage that was submitted by Sunblink, because there was another footage that I could see in all the people hands-on videos. And it was kind of a towel or a scarf that you could have around the neck. It would probably be one of the new things that you can get for this summer. What is it called now? Sunshine celebration? Something like that. And in the footage that I saw in a lot of other videos, you can see that at some point they're playing the Rockadiddle Roundup game and you see a special like backpack in the diagonal of the bag and some sundress that has some yellow and white to it when they're gliding in the Merry Meadow. So this is new, but in the IGN Japan video, you can see when they change the character, you can see that there's a full set of wings and all those bags. And I think those will be new items that might be available as soon as this new update, because this is something that was in the game that I tried. And so that might have been what they built is at the moment. So hopefully we'll see these soon. In a video from Easy Allies, we learn that there will be possibility to change the song in a cabin because we collect the discs.
Oh, there's like collectible CDs, kind of like Animal Crossing, and so you can like set like different songs in different cabins.
So I'm not sure if we do collect the discs now and they misunderstood that we could use them to change the song, or if that will be the next thing. But the new update is called Sounds Like Summer, so maybe there will be something about music and sounds and adding music to cabins. Why not? But I think that now we only have like maybe 4 or 6, not even, I don't know, not that many different discs, so we might need to collect more and find more of them to get cooler things, but that would be very nice. And in the meantime, there's a new TikTok account that just released that's called Hki Leaks. And apparently it's just things that are data mined, but we can see 2 things to play music and also a bunch of CDs. And these are also in the wiki, so they are probably just data mined. So now let's go to the Discord and see what Chelsea answered worries about people. Kender's rule says, is the game leaving Apple Arcade? And Chelsea says no. So this is good. Does not mean that it will not at some point, but at the moment the fact that it's going to go on other platforms does not mean that it's going to leave Apple Arcade. And then Toast said, I have FOMO, so the only thing I'm worried about is if there's exclusive content limited to other devices. And Chelsea answered, there will be no exclusive content. There may be exclusive feature support if a certain platform has features that are not available anywhere else. For example, adaptive trigger haptics on PS5. Which I have no idea what this is, but this is something technical, I guess, to the console that I could use, but it will not do other events or other biomes or anything specific to one console. A feedback that says transfer data from Apple products to other platforms, I guess. And apparently, Chelsea said this one's out of our control, sorry folks. So that means that it is official, not very clear in this one, but we will not be able to port our Apple Arcade game to other consoles. So if you want to start playing on PC or playing on Switch, you will have to start over. And like I said, I have 650 hours, so there's no way that I'm going to start over and be my main save on somewhere else. Because it's not like some games you say, oh, I made mistakes, let's try again. There's so much more to redo if you start over. Like all the collections, all the flowers, things that took months to work on, and all the clothing that you've collected that you cannot trade back. You can technically get all the furniture back from people who want to trade with you, but not much more actually. Red Riot said, I'm super excited for the release of the game on Switch, but I have like several questions, sorry. 1. I imagine we won't be able to transfer our progress because Apple Arcade is entirely different from Nintendo Online, but will we be able to get our items back via the event returning? And she said yes, because all events will come back, and it's been said that everything that was before you will be able to get again, and also new items for all new players playing in the second year. So that's very exciting. Then what does it mean that the game is a timed exclusive? And Chelsea answered, it's a timed console exclusive, which means that for a certain period of time it will be available only on the Nintendo Switch console, and then later will become available on other consoles. But I think that the PC might be at the same time as the Switch, or at the same time as the PS4 and 5, I'm not sure. And how much will the game cost? And she said not announced. And it was edited, so I don't know how it looked like before. Okay, so then I still had questions after reading everything, and I went back to Chelsea in a DM. Some said a mix of free and paid updates, and some said all the updates will be free. And she said there will be a mix of free and paid DLC with an upfront payment on console and PC. That's what we had seen before, but that's confirmed. And so I said, I guess I understood there won't be possibility to transfer our save games over to another platform, correct? But my biggest question is, will we be able to do multiplayer across different platforms? And she said there won't be cross-save support, so you cannot play between your Apple Arcade and a Switch game. Like for example, Genshin, I had it on iOS and I could play on my PC and it was seamless, so this will not be the case. And then she said it's very unlikely to have cross-play support given how protective multiple platforms are of their ecosystem. And that means that you cannot play with your friends. So for example, now I'm here on Apple Arcade. I have only one real life friend who played this game too. And that's Mezzo, you've seen her, we've played together. But that means now that all my close friends that are huge Sanrio fans that want to play this game, and my boyfriend, they will be able to get the game. They will all be able to play together if they choose the one same platform. And I will never be able to play with them. And that, I'm so sad. And if I want to play with them, I will have to do another save that will be a lame save, that will not have much things, and I will have to pay again, and probably I will have to pay the DLC again to be on the same update if I want to keep playing with them. So this is sad, but also I totally understand. And so I told her, interesting, I guess that will make multiplayer even more complicated to operate and find people to play with. Because now I keep seeing in all the Facebook groups, can somebody play with me? On my Discord, people are like, is somebody free to play now? And now we even need to find somebody free to play and also in the same platform and same version. Because now we don't really have incentive of not updating, but if the DLC is paid, maybe you don't want to get the DLC, and then will you not be able to play with people that don't have the DLC in the same console? I'm not sure. Chelsea said, and the crossplay is also problematic because you have to be on the same version as the other player, and our updates are likely going to be staggered across platforms. For that reason, even assuming there weren't platform restrictions, it would be incredibly frustrating to go play with someone only to realize the update was available on Apple, but not yet. And then I asked, so actually Apple Arcade is going to be having everything first, and will you keep the same 6 weeks in between each release? And she said all of that is still to be determined. I guess we might learn a little bit more in the future, but probably not before more months. Maybe there will be more articles coming, but I doubt that these will bring new things that we have not seen yet. Of course, I will keep informing you guys of everything that is known about this game, like I have been doing since a week before it released. We've been looking at all the articles and everything about this game ever. I'm really happy to be able to show you everything about this game. There's something else that I want to show you that is super cute. Wait a sec. I found this tiny bag and it looks so tiny, like really, you know, when you buy the bag for the first time and your character does this, and it looks so tiny. So this is what this looks like compared to my head. I think this is the tiniest bag, and it's a little bit gingham like the other one. The other one is mostly plain color here and a little bit here. So it's not the exact replica from the game, but I thought it was so adorable. I think I should put it in my decor somehow. I think I will use it as a cosplay, probably. But also for now, it will be in my decor. And I bought it at Claire's, by the way. So I don't know if you guys want to find it and look for it. I did not see any other colors. There was this pink one, and I think it's perfect for me. So I'm so happy about that. So we are going to have the 1.8 update soon. I did another news review all about this. So click over there if you want to know more. Bye bye!